Right guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm just going to be building up a road bike from a frame set. So let's go ahead, let's crack on with it. So here we have the frame we'll be using. So this is going to be using Ultegra 12 speed R8150 Di2 on this. So I've got a wire in there installed down through there and then out the chainstay for the obviously for the wire for the Di2, so it come out by the rear derailleur. So get this wire installed, and we need to install the one for the front derailleur also. So the first thing we're going to do is pull the wire through the chainstay and then up out of the seat tube. So there we have the wire coming through now, just like that. So there we have the front derailleur wire in place. So a tip for your fork steerer, you bung in there, obviously for a carbon fibre steerer, you want a bung that's as deep as possible. So the length of it, where it goes in here, you want it in as far as it can go. So you want a decent one that goes in there. If you're using something like that, for instance, as you see, it'll go in like that, but the top of it is a lot smaller. This bit isn't doing anything, it's only this bit that's actually got hold of anything. That's all. So when you want it so it's deep enough in there, so obviously you've got your stem clamped on here and it's going down in here as deep as you can. Just adds a bit of reinforcement to it. So we got the headset installed now and the stem on there. Just need to get the bars on there. I'll put the bowl cages on there as well, and then obviously we've got to fit the front and rear brake calipers as well, get them hooked up. So what we're doing is cutting the brake outers to length now. So a little trick I'll just share with you is, if you want to, when you're cutting these, obviously they're metal inside, so to help get a cleaner cut on them when you're just cutting them with the pliers, with your cable cutters, is, as you see there, I've got an old brake cable slid inside there, and when I've cut it to length, it just helps it not get crushed up so bad on the end, like that. So that cable just moves freely in and out of there, and it hasn't crushed it right up in the end, because obviously they're metal in there. And then if you cut them with nothing inside them, it crushes them down. And then you've got a job to get a clean cut on the end. So I've got an old cable inside it and just cut through it like that. So we've got the handlebars on now and the shifters, as you can see. So we've got the cable coming out all the way from the battery. It's going up, and then we got another cable that goes, it's going all the way through the bars to connect the shifters together. So there isn't any junction boxes here whatsoever at the front. So I'll just put a link up on the screen so you can see that video if you want to know how to do that with these with the Di2 shifters, to have no junction box. Obviously these are the for the manual shifters, the R8150. So these are wired shifters, these aren't wireless, just in case anyone didn't know that. You've still got to wire these ones up. So like I said, there's no junction box there at all. So we get the cassette on here, so always make sure that you put some grease, a smear of grease over the free-up body. Just stop your cassette getting stuck on there at a later date. So we put some of that on there, and obviously we got the on this one we're going to be using the This is 11, 30, 12 speed cassette. So we just get this fitted. All you do is just pull off that at the back, and then you can just line this up and just slide it on. So when you've got your cassette on, you're left with your 11 tooth sprocket, obviously, to put on last. So if you want to know where that goes, obviously there's a small peg, so to speak, on the back of the sprocket there. And then when you look on here, there's an arrow. There's a little arrow on there, on the next sprocket in there. And next to that arrow there's a hole where that smallest peg there locates in that hole. So you just look for that little arrow there. If you just look for that, and then you can just put that on, and that's how it goes. And then you can fit your lock ring on and then torque that up. So we got the seat post in there, got the rear brake caliper hooked up there as well. Rear wheels in, tyres on. We got the rear derailleur installed as well. So if you want to know how to fit one of those, I'll just put a link up on the screen there. You can watch that video if you want to know how to install one of those. We've got the chain set in the front, you see. So you just got to get the front derailleur on now. Hook the front brake up, that sort of thing. Wrap the handlebars, front wheel. So we've got the front derailleur installed and set up, so I've just put a link up on the screen, so if you want to know how to set that up, you can click on that. So we've got the handlebars wrapped now, tidied up the wire on the other side there, it's coming out like that. With the head tube, the Di2 wire there, it's wrapped onto the brake cable, you can see, just tidy that up there. So what we'll do is we'll pop that on the scale now that it's complete. Obviously it's minus the pedals, but other than that it's got the cages on there. We'll just see what that comes out at. So there we have the bike on the scale. So that's just over 7.2 kilograms. That's without the pedals, and that's a extra large frame, so that's a 58 centimetre frame, 12 speed Ultegra Di2, carbon wheels on it, 38mm deep. So there we have the bike all complete, fully built up. Just wants the pedals on it now, but other than that it's all complete there. So that's how it turned out in the end. Still got aluminium handlebars, aluminium stem on it. So you could knock some more weight off it if you wanted to, some bits and pieces, and maybe a bit shallower wheels and etc, etc. But you're not going to knock a great deal off it really. So that's the end of the video, guys. So if you found it helpful, remember to give it a thumbs up, and also if you're not already subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing, because roughly 95% of people aren't subscribed to the channel. So it doesn't cost you anything to just subscribe to the channel, and there might be a video coming up that you might find helpful for fixing your own bike. So just consider subscribing if you can. As I say, it doesn't cost you anything. So until the next video, ride safe, and I'll see you then.